sa mga viewer and subscriber. Thank you so much guys. Lapit natin doon para marinig. Kaya mo na malaki yung mukha ko. Shout out to preterming discomfort and shout out Peach Ernest Cornel according to the convention to shout out everyone. Gaming, hello. Good morning, Gaming. How are you doing today? Hi. Younger, thank you so much. Hello, how are you? Good morning. Younger. 1 hour lang. Thank you so much. Good evening, host. Michael Kiambang. Good morning here. Good evening in the Philippines. Thank you so much. Michael Kiambang. Thank you so much, Michael. Hello and good morning. Thank you so much. Thank you so much guys sa mga viewer and subscriber. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you so much guys. Transparency and records. We had another story in Axios that ran last night from my colleague Alex Eisenstein, where the Andrew Lupi has in the Epstein case decided we're not going to release. You're in Texas. By the way, Jeffrey Epstein committed suicide. There is no client list. Hopefully everybody fine in Texas. It's probably a good idea in these effective for the flooded. Dallas, Texas. Okay. Hawaii viral, sure. Thank you so much. Prayer to all the Texas guy, effective for the flooded. Maria Isabel Monty, saludos. Good morning. Hawaii viral comedy, good morning. information surrounding client lists apparently and all these other things, and it's something that the leaders in the FBI have obviously been trying to explain to the MAGA base who don't appear to want to hear this. Well, there you go. Cash Patel, the director of the FBI, and especially the deputy director, assistant director, Dan Bongino, he used to be a podcaster and was one of the large proponents of the idea that there's an Epstein list, this is a cover-up, this reaches to the highest level. Then he winds up being the number 2 guy at the FBI, and now he's like, oh, well, I've looked at the evidence, all of that's not true. So, of course, this branches 2 ways. Either has been corrupted by the very conspiracy that he claimed exists, or the conspiracy really didn't exist. And it turns out that doing your job as a sworn law enforcement officer in a government agency that is governing is a lot harder than podcasting. And at a certain point, the facts matter. We don't have, obviously, all the access to all of the information, so I can't say. Certainly, Jeffrey Epstein, who was a person of great interest and was incarcerated in a federal lockup, having committed suicide when he was under suicide watch, it's very suspicious. However, the FBI has released what it says.
Thank you so much, Hawaii Comedy Song.
Showing no one went into a cell. So, from the evidence
Good
we have right now,
morning.
it does look as if what DOJ is saying is the truth. But once again, we don't have all the records, and what we see in the JFK case is more transparency is probably better, not less.
Lee Song Song TV. Hello everyone, nice to meet you. Nice to meet you too.
Because on top of everything else going
Thank you for
I just
coming.
don't even understand the timing of this. Although I think we can make
Thank you
we can
everyone.
speculate. But I want to know for a fact, you are really, I never thought I'd say this, Tom, but you were our Justice Department during the Obama years. You were on Breitbart Radio with me.
Tambulyo isigi ka nagnap. Ah, okay sis.
I made a film about you
Ah,
guys. I
nagnap
made a
ka
film that
sis.
actually starred you and your team.
Maaga kaya ta nagising sis kasi nagnap ka ngayon.
Of what you guys do.
10:22 man ang time diri.
And now,
Gatambay isa kaway nakanap jud ko. Ah, okay. Okay lang na sis. Ako nga sis pagdating ng pagdating ng lunch, pagkatapos ng lunch, yun din. Nagnanap din ako. Kumusta naman ang bakasyon mo sis sa Pinas sis? Mag-ready na po, shopping clothes anak sis for high school. Ah, okay. High school na palang anak mo na? Oo nga pala. First year high school na pala yung anak mo.
It's really, I don't think even the Biden administration would have anything like this. I just don't think they could have thought they could get away with it. And I gotta wonder what is going on.
First year high school na dahil na yung anak
From
sis.
the FBI to allow them to think that statements like this bonds. This is a classic. We're suing for this stuff, right? And so they say
Yung pa ako tingnan.
systematic review revealed no incriminating client list. So there's a client list, but it's not incriminating, so therefore you can't see it.
Thank you so much sis.
Credible evidence that found that Epstein blacked out prominent individuals as part of his actions. Well, give us the incredible evidence. We did not uncover evidence that could predicate an investigation against uncharged third parties. So they uncovered evidence, but it wasn't enough to predicate an investigation against uncharged third parties. So you can go line by line and kind of
Thank you so much guys sa mga viewer and subscriber. Kumusta naman sis ang imong puang sis ang imong bakasyon sa Pinas na 1 month mo dito? Gaming Zone, thank you so much. Gaming Zone.
The massive CIA, like John Solomon, the best. So you got Fit, you got Bannon, you got Solomon. So hang on. So I have no problem, Mike Allen.
Gaming Zone Bids recipe Bids live in the US watching your live.
Also, some people in the White House are quite close to these people. So this was a well thought through leak to a super prominent, particularly late at night, more than Drudge. Everybody will read Axios on Sunday night before you go. This is Bones. I just want for the audience to be very specific. Judicial Watch and Tom Fitton are suing DOJ. I think what are you suing about? Why is your suit so important to this? And this is kind of a response to your suit, brother. What we saw the kind of
Thank you so much Istanbul.
the release of the documents to social media people, right?
Mag-redo na ko. O kasi pasukan na no sa katapusan. Back to school na sa katapusan.
So give us all the FC records. We want the death records. We want the stuff about what the FBI would tell, talk to us
Back
about
to
how
school.
it happened, and give us the records, going forward. And instead, it's been radio silence. It's been 3
Back
months
to
of
school.
no records. We haven't even gotten the file they leaked to the social media influencers. And in court the other day, I think I tweeted it out. I think they used the phrase exceptional circumstances. I guess the exceptional circumstances was they were writing about over Axios. So the court
Thank you
hasn't
so
been
much,
told
guys.
any of this. They've made the conclusion that we'll get no more documents, it looks like, or a good number of documents will be withheld. And what's good about the lawsuit is that everything that they're saying here, they're going to have to justify in court in some
Hawaii
in no
Comedy
small
Zone.
measure.
Hawaii
What
Comedy
records they
Zone.
withhold. Oh, they're under seal. Let's talk about that. Let's describe what type of records are under seal, what records can't be disclosed because they're under seal, etc. Whose privacy would be violated if records were
Hawaii
released.
Comedy Zone.
All the excuses they're making here, they're going to have to bolster in court. And now our lawsuits continue. But why have they not, just for example, by the way, Pam Bondi covered for the wall.
Maria Isabel. Thank you so much Maria Isabel.
Case dropped out. She was kind of next day to President Trump.
Thank you so much.
Cash goes without saying a code. So it's like a brother to us. Dan Bundy over the years of her movement. So this is not personal. But why is it just because this is not my line of country also? Why is DOJ not just done one basic thing and gone to the courts and say we want to unseal all the records associated with their studies and the American people see it, and then release those? Why this is supposed to be about the most transparent administration ever.
Thank you so much, Glenn.
Why is that not going to happen? Why are they fighting that? Because they're not going to be perpetuating unfounded theories about Epstein. And no further disclosure will be appropriate.
Chandler, thank you so much, Chandler.
All of the concerns
Back to your channel soon,
unfounded.
then.
And how are they? Why are they unfounded? Because we give the evidence we're not going to give to you. And concluded that there's no there there. And there may be no there there. But show us the records. And this just, again, shows contempt for the right to know. I said it once, I said it before, the Justice Department and the FBI are either deeply compromised and
Thank you
corrupted.
so much, Glenn.
The leadership needs to understand that and act accordingly. The FBI
Back to your
moved to another
channel
building, that's
soon.
nice. I tell you what, we've got 3 extra offices, maybe 2 extra offices at Judicial Watch. That's all they should need. That's all they should have. That's all they need. That's all they
Thank you so much, Glenn.
Always when I'm there with the guy there, check his email. Amen. Okay. Hang on a second. We're going to break and right back. Phil, Patrick, and Rio, I got to keep fit. It shouldn't be lost on anybody. Why was Mark Caputo on Morning Joe and saying about another reporter
Tita Rose Vlog. Thank you so much, Tita Rose Vlog.
which we now know the
Hi,
CIA
sis.
has
Thank you so
actively
much,
lied
sis.
to you about their involvement with Oswald and everything related to the Kennedy investigation.
Shout
Can't you
out
see
to
the irony?
Tita Rose. Shout out Tita Rose.
Actually, how many decades after President Kennedy assassinated, actually, let me change that, murdered in broad daylight and in cold blood in Dallas, Texas, that the CIA has been lying about their involvement with Oswald before the fact? Lied. That brings, so next is John Solomon's going to be here with all other revelations about the CIA over the weekend with Brennan. At the same time, get you with the wet fish here.
Thank you so much, guys. Wow. Nagpalipad si Tita Rose. Thank you so much, Tita Rose, for the super chat. Nag-abala ka pa, sis. Oy, pariho biya ka, sis. Oy, mga obra, sis. Nag-abala pag yun siya. Salamat, sis. Thank you so much, sis. Okay lang nang magpapalipad, sis, ka nang may mga obra ba? Kita kay wa man tay obra. Mag-play na lang ka sa atong mga video. Thank you so much, Tita Rose, for the super chat. Thank you so much, sis. Thank you so much, sis. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Tita Rose. Isahang pagbati sa inyong lahat, mga gwapa at gwapo. Abe's Kitchen. Nandoon ako sa primer ni mo ganiha, sis, na wala akong sigig type, sis. Oy, kay di man punto ni mo babasa, di man ni mo makitaan, kay puti makusog ang mga chat dito. Talagsar ako kayo mo kuan mo send og chat, kay di na mabasa sa host, no? Basta sobrang bilis ang ganun-ganun ba, di na mabasa. Congratulations in advance, Abe's Kitchen. I think few days na lang ma-reach na nimo ang 100,000 subscriber. Nasa 99 ka na eh. Wow. Advance na, sis. Advance ang congratulations. Kapit na nimo ma-reach ang 100,000 subscribers, sis, no? Ang dami.
One day, 22 January 22 November 1963. Boom. At what, 2 p.m. Central Time? Boom. Tom Fenton, you're going to fight the good. What is your action plan on this? Because you've been on this like a dog on a bone, and Fenton does not let the bone go. What is your action plan you're going to tell this audience? Well, the lawsuit is going to continue for the Epstein records. It's simple. There's a federal Florida lawsuit. They've got to start producing records to Judicial Watch or explain to
Tambay lang, sis. Magdilig muna ng mga pananim ng mga gulay. Okay. Gaming Zone. Thank you so much, Gaming Zone. Thank you so much, Gaming Zone.
So this is going to proceed, and it kind of goes back to our earlier idea. The president should recognize the Justice Department is an agency that thinks it's above the law and outside the constraints of the Constitution in terms of checks and balances. Doesn't mean that Kambami thinks that, no. But that's the culture of the Justice Department. It's the culture, in many ways, of the FBI. They don't even think they are run by the Justice Department. It's just, I mean, it's independent agency on top of independent agency, which is an abomination under our republic. And I think the president should just set up his own investigative unit, his own prosecutorial unit, his own special counsel as the chief magistrate, yes, and investigate everything that he thinks needs to be investigated. And he needs to start with the Justice Department in the meantime.
Thank you so much, Day.
Prosecuting Garland. I'm directing you to prosecute Garland. I'm directing you to prosecute Comey for trying to get him killed. I am ordering you to do so. If you don't, I will find someone who will prosecute him. Or I'll do it myself. The special prosecutor has to be put on his Article 2 powers. Has to be appointed by the president. And has
Thank
to
you so
report
much,
to the
Day.
office of the president, not the Kambami. That's what we're demanding. On the 2020 election, but there's a whole raft of stuff that the Justice Department, FBI can't go because you have a couple of people over there hanging on by their fingertips. And we have to take these apparatuses down. Who's it was in? Where do people get you on social media?
Thank you so much, Tita Rose Vlog,
Was under the watch of the Justice
for
Department
the
when he
super
died.
chat.
Why are they investigating?
Tita Rose Vlog.
Or if they said they, and by the way, they came in and said there's no
Thank
evidence
you
of
so
it, the evidence thinks
much.
of a suicide, put the evidence out. Let's see what Bill Barr and those guys did. Let's show the receipts.
Thank you so much, everyone,
They
to
want
watch
receipts.
our live.
The evidence is that you have an alternative autopsy done that indicates
Thank you so much, Tita Rose.
homicide, not suicide.
Yung mga short video ko, sis, pabutin ko na ng 1 minute.
Autopsy, where Dr. Bajo is Dr. Date.
Tita Rose Vlog. Thank you so much, Tita Rose
Want the
Vlog.
records. And, there's a process for releasing it, and they're not above the law, and you can follow the way. Tom, where they go on social media, and where they go on Judicial Watch to find you, all your material information? JudicialWatch.org, Twitter, Rumble, YouTube, Genshin, you name it, we're all over. We are the biggest movement on the side of the aisle for transparency and accountability. We're not a sleeping giant. You're an action center. You're a giant. You're a beast. You're a beast.
Thank you so much, Tita
There's no
Rose.
theoretical. He ain't doing white papers. He's not having conferences to talk about things. Fenton and that team are on it like they've been since the time I met him 10, 12 years ago during Obama's regime. He was all over every day following something. He was the people, we call it the People's Justice Department. I guess you're back to that, bro. I guess we're never stop. Your MAGA's
Thank you so much, Tita Rose.
All right,
Thank you so
like
much.
Article 3, we do with Davis, we gotta do a boardroom judicial
Gaming
watch,
something so much.
partnership here.
Diri ra ko sis pa eh. Nangilit ka. O sige sis,
We're
panghilo
gonna have
lang
Morgan
din.
Solomon coming up, we're running a little behind clock, we'll get to it. Of course, in all of this, the biggest thing over the weekend, maybe long term,
Thank
was
you so
down in
much.
Brazil. It got the president's attention as we had Nicole Logan, Philip Patrick. He threw down hard when he kept hearing this de-dollarization chit chat. He said, "Hey, how about this? Any of you guys sign up for this thing? Any of you guys sign up for this thing? Add another 10% on top of what I'm going to do to you anyway." Your thought, tell me, give us an update of what actually happened and what triggered the President of the United States. In terms of the trigger, I'm glad he's paying attention, and he clearly is. We saw the tweets come in, in our time here in Brazil. It's interesting. There's been, at the conferences themselves, there's been very little talk of de-dollarization, and I think ultimately that was a strategic move. I think they want the least amount of damage possible. They wanted
Thank you so much, girl.
to avoid drawing the attention of
Sa mga
President
view
Trump
and
to prevent ultimately risks. But what we're seeing is that the conversations, the discussions have centered on bilateral trade deals, right? We're seeing them happen around the city, quite frankly. But what we're talking about is deals for direct trade between nations in local currency. So although they're not using the term de-dollarization, it's exactly what it is. But the way that they're framing this thing, I think
Silent
it's
LS, thank you so much.
enhancing
All
cooperation,
about, thank you
critical
so much, all
minerals and
about.
technology, making supply chains more secure and resilient. But,
Thank
the
you so
interesting
much,
part
girl.
from my perspective is the BRICS are now trying to position themselves, they sort of seize the opportunity to position themselves now as pro-trade and an anti-protectionist union, calling tariffs now a threat to global economic stability. The upshot and the interesting part is the group that long presumed to be forging an alternative to our US-led order is now projecting itself as the defender of those same core values. They're saying, we are not anti-American, we're just pro-trade, and that's really the argument for the BRICS at the moment. And so President Trump is redoing of the commercial relationships of the world with the United States as the premier market right now. He wants to get to, he says you got two choices. Either bring your manufacturing, or bring your manufacturing here to create jobs and opportunities. Or you gotta pay a premium, like you do at a soccer game to get a box or at a concert. You gotta pay a premium to get through the golden door into the golden market for the golden age. That has got them, he's inside their brain on this, right? He's inside their decision.
Thank you so much,
Everything they
Tita
do is
Rose.
framed in that of how we don't bring the wrath of Trump down upon us. You can see it, right? Like I said, you can see it in how they're phrasing things. And I think it's ultimately President Trump has two options, right? One is the carrot, the other is the stick. The carrot's not looking that viable, right? What a carrot means when it comes to currency is strength, value, liquidity. But it's going to be an uphill battle given the spending situation at home, given the debt position that President Trump inherited. The other alternative is obviously steps, right? Trade embargoes, tariffs, sanctions, forcing countries to make a choice. And like I said, I think it's the only option he has at the moment, and I think it's going to work on some countries, but not on others, right? The UK, Japan, possibly India. We can throw a spanner into the works for the BRICS, and we can force nations to choose longer term good, longer term work against us. The one thing we've learned coming out here is that countries have long memories, right? The BRICS are trying to frame this summit as a response to Trump's Liberation Day tariffs. And yeah, their invasion were mentioned to us, the 2008 financial crisis, and here in Brazil, as I mentioned
Hindi
last
makalagay yung
month,
picture,
the
Aris.
debt crisis. So,
Kapag umalis ko.
it's going to be tough longer term. This isn't a
Walang
binary
option sa
situation,
ano.
like, as I've said, and
Dito
very
sa
clear,
Bibs.
we're not looking at a
Bibs
situation
recipes.
where, tomorrow dollars are worthless.
Ay,
What we're
mayroon
looking
ba?
at,
I
I think,
don't
is a
know.
slow and steady chipping away of the dollar's global
Ah,
role.
baka mayroon.
Once
Ano to?
necessary,
Dito, itry ko daw.
just another option.
Kasi ang option niya, mayroon
Increasingly
papunta
less
doon
attractive.
at
So,
saka mute.
absent of this steady source of global
Highlight man yung usa. Ito siguro. Eh. Oh. Walang option dito sis. Dito sis sa ano sis. Hindi ka makapaglagay ng background picture sis. Dito sa Bibs recipe na ko. Kasi wala mang option, no? Walang option dito. I think because tablet siya. Ewan ko. Kasi sa ano sis, doon sa Bibs Life in the US ko at saka sa Music Vlog ganito, makalagay man ka ng background picture kapag umalis ka. Phone yun ang gamit ko kapag nag-live ako dito. Ang gamit ko is tablet. Hindi ka pwede makalagay o background picture. Bukas, subukan kong gamitin ang phone. Ito. Kung makalagay ba ng background na ano. SFE.
a strategic intelligence
SFE, thank you so much.
C-suite
Pinho, thank you
around
so
the world,
much.
what I
Thank
mean
you
by
for
that,
coming,
chairmen of the
Pinho.
board, CEOs, people that have to make the big decisions. You get access to it. That with the war room, kind of keep you covered.
Thank
Go
you so
there
much,
right now,
Pinho.
RickardsWorld.com for Jim Rickards, Strategic Intelligence, and he even throws in a free book on money and AI called Money GPT, like currency and
Thank you so
artificial
much,
intelligence.
Pinho. Hello, how are you?
As it should. Philip Patrick, well, just to summarize,
Back to your channel soon then.
the BRICS nations are very
After my
sophisticated when
live
it comes
then.
to thinking through finance, capital markets, everything. So this is just a bunch of
All
code
about.
who
Thank you
could
so
not
much,
be
all about.
more incorrect. They understand, they to them that they perceive being on just one system, a dollar-based system, means to them for their own sovereignty and their economics.
All about. Thank you so much, all about.
We have to make a counter argument, I think, and I think we need to start it with the Secretary of Treasury, the Federal Reserve's a disaster here, about why the system makes sense, right? But they're being very sophisticated about a
One
de-dollarization
hand like of
program
Arnold.
that
Hello,
looks at first in
Arnold.
bilateral
Listen,
trade deals and
Arnold.
other things like free trade, but they're going to do it in their own currencies,
Hi,
take their own
Arnold.
currency risks and try to hedge it. And how are they going to try to hedge it, baby? They're going to try to hedge it with good old gold.
Gininson.
Because
Ben,
that's
thank
why
you
the
so much,
central
Ben.
banks are going to keep buying. That's their hedge.
Thank
That's
you
how
so
they make.
much.
That's how they wean themselves. They're like drug addicts.
Back to
They're
your
on
channel
opioids or
soon then.
fentanyl, whatever it is, and they're going to go to detox, but they're not going to take a crash program.
Thank you,
Right? They're
thank
not
you
going to
so
slit
much,
their own throats in this
Superman.
thing. They're going to be very sophisticated and very methodical. Is that essentially a summary of their thinking down at the BRICS conference? Sir?
Thank you so much, girl.
Exactly. And obviously,
Mga viewer and
we've been looking at this for
subscriber.
a long time, and it's even a surprise to me. I thought I'd come here and hear rooted US sentiment, right? I think I thought I'd hear more anger, because
Thank you
anger is
so
something
much.
we can deal with. But that wasn't the situation here at all, right? The BRICS aren't shaking their fists and shouting at the White House demanding fair treatment. What they're doing is slowly assembling their own solutions to the problems that they faced for decades now. They've built a ton of momentum, but this is not a knee-jerk response. This is an extremely long-term, well-thought-out strategic plan. It's multifaceted duplication of every aspect of the existing financial system, and the messaging is very smart, right? It's multilateral alternatives to the dollar. This is de-dollarization. That's a naughty word for them at the moment. This is about creating alternatives. And like I said, the messaging has been
Thank you
very
so
smart.
much,
It's
girl.
almost as if they sort of assembled the puzzle piece by piece by piece, and you really can't see it until it's too late, until you pull back. But this has been a full-time strategic plan, concerningly for us, one not born out of anger, but born out of necessity.
Thank you so much, girl. Sa mga viewer and subscriber.
Doing it the way they're doing it, because everything President Trump's got on the list. He's got this thing guy on the list. He said that it's precedent with the target. Where do people go to get it? Now more than ever, Birch Gold. If the BRICS nations are going to get a hedge, I think you need a hedge too. That would be gold. You're going to learn about it with Philip Patrick and the team. Where do they go, Philip? Very simple. birchgold.com/.
Jordan, thank you so much, Jordan. Hello, how are you? Thank you for coming.
To buy gold under a Trump administration. So again, birchgold.com/Bannon, or they can text Bannon to 989898 to reach me. I'm putting out as much as I can at Philip Patrick on GetUp.
Thank you so much, girl.
Thank you, brother. Appreciate you. Philip Patrick, tag team with them. Very successful. Really great. Great content. John Solomon. John, I got a call over for you. I'm going to play that after the
Thank
break.
you so
because I want to get
much,
into it.
Jordan.
Brother, the deep state, you've probably done more as an investigative reporter than anybody. So this week, I mean, we're having bombshell after bombshell. These are not
Thank
small.
you,
I mean, you've got
Jordan.
the Brennan situation with the perjury and the lying and putting on top of Trump and coming after him with the dossier.
Thank you so much, guys. Sa mga
And
viewer
the
and
Axios guys and the
subscriber.
blockbuster on the CIA been lying to you. Angleton, those guys, President Trump, House, Senate, Warren Commission, multiple things, looked you in the eye and lied to you. Brother, it's out of control, and it's up in our face how out of control it is, John Solomon.
Yeah, it is. Listen, we were lied to. Looked at John Brennan looked at Congress and said the Steele dossier had nothing to do with the ICA, and in fact, the order you put in the ICA in two locations, not only in the annex, it's also relied upon in the weakest from all of the conclusions in that intelligence community assessment from the Obama era, which is that Putin was trying to help President Trump win, which is actually very disputed. Intelligence community people did not believe that when John Brennan put that ICA out. People just look into our eye and they lie to us. They tell us that occupied map that wasn't real. It was. They told us Russia was going to it wasn't. The reason they continue to do so is because there is no consequence for these lying, for these efforts to hijack elections, to hijack the intelligence process. And it's why many Americans just want to see the government shrunk to a very small size, and maybe some people brought to justice. John Brennan's 2017 testimony not prosecuted for 5 years statute, but we're looking today at his 2020 testimony to John Durham and his 2023 testimony to the House Judiciary Committee. Those are with power within the statute of limitations.
Thank you so much, Gwen.
If Van Bondi does anything with that.
Jardine and Gaming, thank you so
We're going to go to
much.
a short break and come back.